So another tip I wanted to share with you is very important to have the guide rail for pedal rods rebushed. If things are not right at the pedal and the bushings are worn in the pedal, this guy starts to walk around and destroys the bushing. So that's exactly what happened. And to drill it out, if you take just ordinary drill and start drilling it, you're going to split that rail. So what I like to do is I take this appropriate drill and grind it down and make it slightly tapered so it starts to self-center itself and no chance for splitting. Those are big drills, and instead of using half-inch massive hand drill, I chuck them into the drill press. Freehand, I can just go and it will clear the hole from old glue and old felt. So I will be drilling it always straight, and the drill bit will self-center itself. So the diameter, the holes in the guide block depend on how thick, what is the diameter of the pedal rods. Steinway has much thinner rods. This is Yamaha. And I have appropriate drills. And all of them are, again, pre-tapered. And it's very easy to do on a grinding stone, just turning around. Now, once it becomes tapered, you're good. And all of those drills are here, and Steinway is marked with the yellow tape. Here is Steinway, and I know this is Yamaha. So basically I have every imaginable diameter for the rods. And this is the schmutz from the inside. The bushings were worn out where the glue was scraping around. You see how thin it is? And it was creating a squeak. So VJ lubricant can do it, but not for a long time. The best is to rebush it. To rebush it is very much like flanges for center pins. This is Steinway, and I will find Yamaha, which is much wider, and I'm trying how it's going to work in real life. So the tapered end of the felt strip is here, and I can give it a try, and it's free. It's okay. The strip of the felt is pre-cut to accommodate this. With the felt tip marker, I make a line here to indicate that this side will always be inner side, outer side, glued to the hole. So when I push it through, I can apply a little bit of glue here, just tiny bit. Pull it through, line it up, and my trusted razor blade, slice it off. And now, in order to make sure it's all glued in, I can use the original rod here, or you can use pencils of the right diameter, or broken drumstick, because it's tapered toward the end. It will nicely do the sizing. Okay, and I'm gonna clean it up later on. So I'm gonna do two more here. to make this a little bit narrower. And at the factory setting, they can have 3 strips and do insertion, glue 3 times, slice it off 3 times for effectiveness. So I will show you the novice's way to do it. Make 2 trips to the station for salt and pepper. So again, if you will get too scientific and you need 13 millimeter width or something like that, yeah, but mostly it's trial and error. And you make it right so it's nice and snug. And again, the bottom line is the fresh felt will not create any squeaks, and just tiny bit of glue is good enough. So, and another good way to cut it, trim it nicely, is when this drum stick is there and you can really put pressure. Some people wait until it's dry overnight before they make a cut. So if you have the pen, pencil, or drumstick there inside the hole, you can trim it really nicely. And this is Nico, my Albanian brother. Nico is my trusted helper in my shop for the past
20 years.
Yep.
So what I want to say to you? If you want to learn to work with pianos, be here every weekend. If Isaac is here, you forgot everything. Come here. Like many people came here, step by step they learn. You can learn by 1 day or 2 days, 1 week, because there are so many operations. Yeah. I'm from 20 years. I doesn't know anything too much. So come here, learn from him.
Very true.
Yeah. Watch and learn, never work.
Well, the main thing is you have to do your own stuff at home and practice. This looks like a very simple operation. I have old guide blocks from scavenged pianos. You're welcome to take it home and practice. It looks like simplistic job. You have more comfort doing it in the shop. And this piano came from high school. It was beat up for the past 30 years, so it needed that pretty badly. Collection of strips, different ones. Here are a couple of old blocks, and you can see what can happen when the original blocks holes were drilled very close to the edge, and under pressure it just broke. It's a good learning experience. If you will get everything in one place, including the pre-tapered and not pre-tapered drills of a proper diameter, you can do it quickly, and this one is one of the most rewarding operations. So now the end in contact with the pedal and the area which is passing through the guide block bushings are polished on a 3M deburring wheel, and this very top going against the traps are nicely polished, slick, and this will last for a long time. Now comes the fun part. If you are rebuilding pianos and have back checks replaced, the ones in the middle are badly worn out. But the ones at the very end of the key frame are in pretty good shape, still reusable. So having 3 pedals, we need 6 pieces of that leather. And from older pianos, the buckskin leather is in pretty good condition and good quality. It's pretty thick. So here is 1. And here is 2, and again, any apprentice in the shop can easily do it. And if you lay it across like that, and press go with the pedal rod. Now they stay nice and firm, and just pressure, no glue, nothing. We don't need glue here because eventually it will go through, and glue and metal is a bad combination. And now with a fresh blade, I can trim it off. This blade, yeah, no need to use lubricant because the leather has lanolin, which is natural animal fat, and it will never squeak. The manufacturers are using rubber caps. Here in Southern California, dry climate, hot, they crumble apart very quickly. So what tuners do, VJ and something else, and Protec and Schmotec, and eventually it's so polluted inside, it's so badly clogged with the stuff, and nothing helps because metal to metal will squeak. But leather makes it, again, squeakless and long-term proposition. And if you have to do it in the field, you just lay down on your tummy and very quickly do it, and this will take you away from the boredom of tuning. You can use strips, and again you can cut it straight to any desired width if you wish. And let's try to do that. Here is one, and here is two. And that's it. Yeah, so now it's all ready. So what else I'm going to do is loosen up this nut, and because they are the same length here. In the piano, I will adjust the travel no lost motion and then just tighten the knot with the leather, and we're all done. So have a collection of some leather, good quality, I mean buckskin, and some old back checks. Don't use felt, it will be torn apart very quickly. Or if you have good Steinway back checks, salvaged, Steinway back checks are longer and wider than any others. So those Steinway old back checks are very good for slicing off the buckskin and doing the shtick. They just feel it a little bit tighter. So that's about it. This trick was shown many years ago. I taught a 3-hour class on pedal repairs and this and that, and I would take round piece of leather and do it, and then it will be too tight, too squashed. And during the break time, a very polite, quiet gentleman from Massachusetts, I believe, he was much older than me, said, "Isaac, listen, you can use old back check." I said, "What?" "Yeah, use the old back check, just slice it off, make a cross, fit it in." And I don't remember his name, but this is the benefit of teaching a class and pretend that I know more than other guys, and then learning from smarter guys who are quiet, sitting quiet in a classroom. And while teaching, you can learn a lot more from those guys. And I credit him. Too bad I don't remember his name, but we're talking about good 25, 30 years ago. If you have a bunch of razor blades, I keep them in the automotive magnetic dishes. So before it will go in the garbage again, I will see if it can be used for spreading the glue or anything else usable. If not, it goes in the garbage, and I buy them in boxes by 100. Chinese-made ones are not as good quality, and if you can find on the internet, on the eBay, American-made blades. They last 8 times longer than anything else, and they're good quality, and the price is a couple of dollars more. That is, but that's it. Now, fresh felt, fresh buckskin here, those bushings, and very slick movement here. This pedal is ready to go back in action, and God willing, I will be alive 30 years from now and I will do it again. But it will be a long lasting. Probably it will last longer than original factory rubber bushings. So this is old rubber bushing, probably lasted inside the Steinway for many years, and I need just slot. By the way, in my kit there I have dedicated 1/2 inch drill, and if I chuck it in a matter of seconds, this will be nice and clean.
Okay.
If you have 3 pedals, one after another, it doesn't take long, but as long as you have dedicated drill bit for that. So this is 1/2 inch drill bit, and with it all, if there is any remains of the leather, you see that? It's out. And now, because it's a Steinway pedal, I will use authentic Steinway back check, and you will see a really dry fit. So the glued part goes always down, ex-glued part. And, all right. So here comes the Steinway pedal rod. Okay. Nice and tight, and let's see. Okay, now it's all there. It will never fall out. I mean, if you want to be on the super safe side, and you will put a dab of glue, really it will do nothing. This is the trick, and it's long-term solution. All right, we are done with this.